Hi, this is Dr. Teresa with Healthy Choice Family Chiropractic, and today we are going to talk about how to beat the winter blues. Because every year when winter rolls around, it can start to get us down. Between the cold and the lack of sunshine and just being cooped up inside, it can all start to build. And now this year, we've already been limited on where we can go. And with the stress levels being at the all-time high for most individuals, the winter blues tend to be coming on stronger than ever. So let's talk about some natural things that we can do to boost our mood and beat the winter blues. First, we still do have to remember to leave our house because between working from home, shutdowns, and the colder temperatures, many of us can end up going days without even leaving our home. This can lead to more isolation and cause individuals to end up with the inability for them to enjoy the things that typically would bring them happiness. So, what can we do? Well, we can just get outside, go for a few minute walk. Make sure to take some deep breaths while you're outside, especially if it's a day where snow is not falling, there's not ice on the ground. It's a day to make sure that you definitely get outside. Or even you can just go for a drive. Get out, get a change of scenery, go drive through the country, something that's just different, puts your brain in a different state and allows you to focus on something different other than that isolation that you may be feeling on a regular basis. And when you do get outside, also make sure that you are doing some of the daily routine that you used to do. Get out of the sweatpants, dress up if that's something that you used to do and that you used to enjoy doing. It's just so that you can have your body can be able to elicit those feelings of happiness that it used to be able to take place just by really getting out and getting about. Also, we need to remember to take a break from the news because between screen time and more time being spent indoors, this often means more time consuming the nonstop news cycle. And if you haven't noticed, the news consists of approximately 90% negative content. So this can increase stress, anxiety, and depression, especially if you're watching news filled with COVID information or political information. These all tend to elicit more negative feelings. And then as a result, end up increasing our stress. So we want to work on limiting our news content to 1 hour per day and try to not have that be the first thing that you watch in the morning or the last thing at night. Because if you're watching that negative content first thing in the morning, then that can cause your brain to get stuck in that negative zone for the day ahead. And same thing if you are watching that negative content at night before you go to bed, that can actually reduce the quality of your sleep. And then that will affect you not only the night, but the next day also. And speaking of sleep, sleep largely affects our mood. Without regular sleep, your circadian rhythms can get disrupted, which also disrupts your cortisol rhythms, which is your stress hormones, and that'll impact your overall hormonal production. So even during the winter months, you want to make sure that you are going to bed and waking up at the same time each day. One thing that you can do to help with this is create a bedtime routine. This helps to prepare your body for bed and can help to improve the quality of your sleep. Also, expose yourself to light as soon as you get up in the morning, just like you would sunshine in the summer. This can help stimulate the right hormones to be released so that you can be ready for the day ahead. And then you want to do the opposite at night. Keep your room dark and turn off electronics an hour before you go to bed. And this can help just once again prepare your brain for sleep. Now, if you are someone who finds your thoughts racing when you lay down for bed, you can write your worry thoughts on a piece of paper while you're trying to go to sleep, and also do the same if you tend to wake up in the middle of the night with those same racing thoughts. This can allow you to have an outlet to put those thoughts so they are able to leave your mind, and then you can deal with them in the morning. Next, physical activity. Physical activity has been shown to boost your mood, decrease symptoms of depression, and reduce stress. So doing physical activity, first thing you want to do is you want to start slow and end up building to 30 to 60 minutes a day, 5 days a week. So some people may be wondering, well, how am I going to do this when gyms are so limited and, well, they're just hard to get to. And it's not like you can do much outside, especially if it's cold. So one thing that you can do is you can start with creating a workout space inside. And that can mean different things to different people. That can be just a yoga mat with a couple resistance bands. That could be an area with a treadmill and some weights. You just want to have a dedicated space in your home. And not only do you want a dedicated space, but you also want that dedicated time. So just like you would schedule a specific time for you to be able to go to the gym or go to a specific class at the gym, well, you want to make sure that you're also scheduling that time for your workouts at home. Because a lot of times if we don't schedule it, it won't happen. Now, when it comes to those classes, a lot of gyms are offering virtual classes, so you can still get a great workout and have that camaraderie, class mentality while still being at home. So light therapy is something that can also help to mimic outdoor light. Research has shown that this type of light causes a chemical change in the brain that lifts the mood and eases other symptoms of seasonal affect disorder or the winter blues. So first thing you'll want to look for is a light box. You want to look for one specifically that provides an exposure of 10,000 lux of light. And this is something that you can simply, find on Amazon. Now, how do you use it? Well, you want to start with using it within the first hours of waking up in the morning, and you'll want to use it for about 20 to 30 minutes. This will allow that chemical change in your brain just so that it can wake your brain up. Also, it can help to just prepare you for the day ahead. You also do want to make sure that the light box that you get does not emit any UV radiation. And then also always remember not to look or stare directly at the light because that can have negative effects on your eyes. Next thing we want to talk about is some supplements and vitamins. There are certain supplements that you can take that also can help to boost your mood and reduce your stress. First one is vitamin D. Vitamin D is so important, and it is the #1 vitamin deficiency in the US. Our body can produce vitamin D, but it only does this when we are exposed to UV light. And really, if you're like most individuals, especially here in Michigan, we're not ever getting enough of that UV light to be able for our body to be able to produce enough vitamin D. And in the summer, when we tend to go outside, where a lot of times we're covered in sunscreen, so our body can't be able or is not able to absorb that UV radiation. So we need to make sure that we are supplementing with the right amount of vitamin D. We need to be consuming 1,000 IUs of vitamin D per 25 pounds of body weight a day. Now, if we are deficient in vitamin D, it affects so much. It will affect your sleep-wake cycle. It'll affect how your immune system can work and function. It affects your bone health. And if we make sure to have enough vitamin D, it can also help to improve our mood, regulate our mood, and reduce anxiety and the feeling of stress on our body. So we definitely want to make sure that we are taking enough vitamin D. Another one we want to make sure of is omega-3s or fish oils. That can affect your overall brain health. So when we're talking about, a lot of things with brain chemistry, brain hormones, we need to make sure that we have enough omega-3s for that. Another one is St. John's wort. That is a supplement that's been shown to help with depression. But just as a warning, St. John's wort can interact with other medications. So if you are on any prescription medications, you are going to want to make sure to check that St. John's wort won't have any negative interactions with those. And a third supplement is a fourth is magnesium. Magnesium there's been lots of research studies done on it recently, and it's been shown to reduce depression and anxiety, especially anxiety. It's been shown to reduce the symptoms of anxiety just as much as anxiety medication in some individuals. You'll want to take 250 to 500 units per day, and you'll just want to make sure, or a way that you can tell if you're getting or consuming too much magnesium is you'll start having loose bowel movements. So that's a way just to make sure that you are getting the right amount for your body. So if you do have any questions about anything that we talked about in this workshop, you can feel free to contact us at info@healthychoicefamilychiropractic.com or simply call our office at 616-426-8500, especially because one thing that I did not touch on is how your nervous system can also affect your mood and can give different increased feelings of stress, anxiety, or depression. So if you've tried some of these things and you're still not getting the changes that you would like, you definitely feel free to give us a call at the office. We can schedule a free consultation to talk about any other ways that we can help not only boost your mood, but also boost how your whole body works and functions. Thanks for taking the time out to learn more about how you can improve your health and make the healthy choice.